Hello, and welcome to English Avenue Podcast.
Your cozy place to learn easy English through real, everyday conversations. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jake. And this is the kind of place where you can relax, listen slowly, pick up natural English, and leave the episode feeling a little more understood.
A little more understood. That feels very right for today's topic, actually.
Yeah, because today we're talking about something a lot of people have heard, a lot of people have believed, and honestly, a lot of people are still carrying without even realizing it.
Big lies.
Big lies that sound normal at first.
Yes, the kind of sentences people say so casually, they almost sound wise.
When really, sometimes it's just pressure dressed up as advice.
Easy, Jake. Society is not ready for this conversation.
Maybe not, but I think a lot of people listening are.
Yes, because some of these lines hit immediately. You hear them and something in you goes, "Oh, I know that one."
Right. Things like, boys don't cry, you're too sensitive, you have to earn rest, you're behind in life.
Yeah, even hearing them like that feels heavy.
It does, because for a lot of people, those were never just random phrases. They became rules.
Rules for how to act, how much to feel, when to stay quiet, when to pretend you're okay.
And that's the strange part. A lot of these lies do not arrive as lies.
How do they arrive then?
As advice, as life lessons, as the kind of thing people say because they think they're helping you grow up.
Yes, and sometimes they really do mean well.
Exactly. That's what makes it complicated.
Because the message may sound caring, but the effect can be really hard on people.
Yeah, it can teach you to hide pain, feel guilty for resting, keep smiling when you're not okay, or believe everyone else understands life better than you do.
And that kind of thinking can stay with people for years.
Longer than people realize, honestly.
So today's episode is all about those lies, the ones we hear so often we stop noticing what they're doing to us.
The ones that sound small on the surface but shape a lot underneath.
Your self-worth, your emotions, your relationships, your boundaries, even the way you rest.
Especially the way you rest, Anna. That one reaches a lot of people.
It really does. And I think that's why this topic feels so personal. It's not just about society in a big abstract sense. It's about the little sentences that quietly shape the way we see ourselves.
And once you notice them, you start hearing them everywhere.
So in this episode, we're going to talk about some of the biggest lies society tells us, especially the ones that hit people quietly and personally.
The ones that sound ordinary but leave a mark.
Yes, the kind of sentence you hear when you're young and then spend years trying to unlearn.
That's very real.
And, as always, while we talk, you'll also hear useful English words, idioms, and phrasal verbs naturally inside the conversation.
This is a B2 level episode, so do not worry if you do not understand every single word the first time.
Yes, just relax and enjoy the conversation. You do not need to catch everything. Listen for the feeling, listen for the ideas, and let the English come to you naturally.
And later in the episode, we'll also have a calm little word tour where we go back through some of the most useful vocabulary and expressions from today.
So, if you've ever felt guilty for resting,
or weak just because you had real emotions,
or like everyone else got the guidebook for life except you,
then there's a good chance this episode is going to feel very familiar.
And actually, tell us in the comments, what is one sentence people say all the time that you now think is actually a lie?
That's a really good question.
It is, Jake, and I think people will have a lot to say.
Yeah, because once you start noticing these ideas, it's hard to unsee them.
And if you enjoy learning English with us through calm, natural, everyday conversations, do not forget to like this episode, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who might really connect with this one.
All right, let's start with one that is short, famous, and honestly a little damaging.
Very famous. The lie that showing emotions makes you weak.
Yeah, and for a lot of people, that lie starts with one sentence they hear very early.
Boys don't cry.
Exactly. Such a short sentence, and wow, it carries so much.
Yes, because once a child hears that, the message is not only don't cry, the message is hide what you feel.
Right. And the strange part is, it often sounds normal. People say it like they're helping.
Yes, be strong, you're fine, don't be so soft. It sounds small, but it stays.
Ooh, yes. And then later people wonder why some men struggle to talk about feelings.
Honestly, Jake, I heard a version of that too. If I cried too quickly, my father would sometimes say, "Don't cry so easily, Anna. People will think you're weak."
Yeah, and that kind of line really stays with you.
It does, because after some time, you stop thinking, "I'm hurt." You start thinking, "Oh no, I'm showing too much."
Yes. And then it's not only sadness, it becomes anger, fear, frustration. Even asking for comfort starts to feel embarrassing.
Right. And come on, emotions are natural. We're human. We're supposed to feel things.
Yeah, it's like emotions are rooms inside you. Sadness in one room, fear in another, anger in another. And instead of teaching you how to walk into those rooms, understand them, and come back out, people tell you to keep all the doors shut and act like the house is empty.
Whoa, yes, that's exactly it. But the rooms are still there.
And after a while, the whole place starts to feel heavy.
And that's why this point is really about vulnerability, too.
Right. Vulnerability means being open enough to show real feelings, even when that feels uncomfortable or risky.
And a lot of people are taught to fear that. Like, if they are open or emotional, people will respect them less.
So instead of expressing feelings, they bottle up everything.
Yes, to bottle up something means to keep your emotions trapped inside, instead of expressing them.
And people get good at that. Too good, honestly.
They smile, they nod, they say, "I'm okay," and inside, it's a complete mess.
Outside, calm. Inside, full traffic jam.
Yes, exactly that.
And then years later, someone says, "Why don't you open up more?" And it's like, well, maybe because opening up never felt safe.
Right. They were not really taught how to handle feelings. They were taught how to hide them.
And that is what makes this lie so damaging. It doesn't just silence emotions, it teaches people to distrust their own inner world.
Yes, and once you start hiding parts of yourself, it gets very easy to believe that being accepted matters more than being real.
Oof, see, that takes us straight to the next one. The lie that your value depends on how much you do.
Ooh, this one is very real.
It really is, because so many people do not just work, they measure themselves through work.
Yes, if they had a productive day, they feel good. If they rest too much, they feel guilty.
Exactly. It's like being busy becomes proof that you matter.
And that is such a dangerous way to live, because then rest starts to feel wrong.
Right. You sit down for a little while, and instead of relaxing, your brain starts asking, shouldn't you be doing something?
Yes, even your rest gets judged.
And a lot of this comes from conditioning.
Right. Conditioning is the way people are trained over time to think or behave in a certain way.
So if you grow up hearing things like, don't be lazy, always stay busy, use your time properly, then after a while you stop seeing rest as normal.
You start seeing rest like a reward, like something you have to earn.
And that's where this lie gets really deep.
Because then people start believing, if I do more, I matter more.
Yeah, and when really work matters, of course, but your value as a person is bigger than your job.
Yes, you do work, but you are not only your work.
Whoa, yes, that's the point.
Because some people slowly start believing, I am my job, I am my output, I am what I earn.
And that's so heavy, because then a slow day feels like a personal failure.
Or even one quiet evening, you rest for a bit and suddenly feel like you've done something wrong.
Yes, you're sitting on the sofa, but your guilt is still walking around the room.
Wow, I felt that.
Yeah, and that is what makes it so heavy. Once people live like that for long enough, they start to be hard on themselves all the time.
Yes, to be hard on yourself means to judge yourself too harshly or expect too much from yourself.
So even if they finish a lot, they still focus on what they didn't do.
Nothing feels enough. That's the problem.
And that is why this lie is so exhausting. It turns human beings into little machines that never feel done.
See? That's the sad part. People are tired, but they do not know how to rest without guilt.
And once your value gets tied to how much you do,
Of course you start believing another lie.
yeah, the lie that if you work hard enough, success is guaranteed.
Oof, this one is painful because part of it sounds true.
Exactly. Hard work matters. It does, let's be fair.
Yes, but it's not the whole story.
Right. Timing matters. Opportunity matters. Support matters. Luck matters. Being seen matters.
And that can be hard to accept because people want life to feel fair.
Yes, we want life to work like a vending machine. I put in effort, please give me success now.
Yes, hello, I inserted suffering, where's my reward?
Exactly.
But real life doesn't always work like that. Two people can try very hard and still end up in very different places.
And when people are told hard work always wins, they start blaming themselves for things that were never fully in their control.
Yes, instead of saying, this situation is complicated, they say, maybe I'm just not enough.
Which is such a lonely way to carry disappointment.
It really is, especially when you see someone else moving faster and you think, wait, I'm trying too. What am I missing?
And wow, that comparison can really mess with people.
Because then success starts to feel like proof that you matter, and a slow season starts to feel like personal failure.
Which makes people look ahead and think, fine, maybe the next big thing will finally fix this.
Yes, and that takes us to a lie so many people live by without even noticing. The lie that the next milestone will make you happy.
Oh, this one is everywhere.
I'll be happy when I get that job. I'll be happy when I move. I'll be happy when I get married. I'll be happy when I become this better version of myself.
Yeah, happiness keeps getting pushed forward.
Like it lives in the future and keeps sending updates. Sorry, not here yet. Please try the next milestone.
That is so annoying and so real.
And goals are not bad. Let's say that clearly.
Right. Goals matter. Milestones matter.
But the problem begins when people start to hold back joy, peace, or self-acceptance until they get the next thing.
Yes, to hold back means to stop yourself from expressing or allowing something fully.
So instead of saying, my life has value now, they say, not yet, maybe later.
And wow, that makes life feel like one long delay.
You finally reach one goal, and for a moment it feels good. Then your mind quietly moves the finish line again.
Yes, your happiness is like, nice. Anyway, here's the next requirement.
Exactly.
And sometimes people are not even chasing those milestones because they truly want them.
Sometimes they're chasing them because those are the goals that look respectable.
The goals that get approval. The goals that feel safe.
Which opens the door to another huge lie. The lie that the safe path is always the best path.
Oof, this one has so much quiet pressure in it.
It really does, because safe sounds wise, mature, responsible.
And sometimes it is wise. Sometimes safety matters. Of course it does.
Yes, but safe is not always the same as right.
Exactly. A lot of people spend years trying to live up to other people's expectations.
Right. To live up to something means to reach the standard or expectation other people have for you.
So they choose the respectable path, the approved choice, the thing that keeps everybody calm.
And on paper, it can look perfect.
But inside, not always.
Yeah, it can feel like wearing a very nice shirt that still doesn't fit. It looks right, it just doesn't feel right.
Whoa, that really lands.
Because it's true.
Oof, and once people lose the freedom to choose for themselves, they slowly become the version of life other people wanted.
Yes, that's why choice matters so much. Without it, people don't always become themselves. They become the person everyone can understand more easily.
And under that pressure, there's often a need for validation, too.
Right. Validation means approval from other people that makes you feel accepted or okay.
So people are not only choosing what feels safe, they're choosing what will be praised.
What will make family proud? What will make society nod? What will make other people say, yes, that makes sense?
And wow, you can get all that approval and still feel disconnected from your own life.
Because being approved is not the same as being fulfilled.
And once you start living by approval and expectations,
It becomes very easy to compare your timing to everyone else's.
exactly, which leads straight into this one, the lie that you must live life on time.
Oh, come on, this one is everywhere.
Everywhere. Success by this age, marriage by that age, confidence by another age, healing by next week. It never ends.
Yes, society really does love a deadline.
It really does.
And the problem is, people start to panic if their life doesn't match the expected timeline.
Especially now with social media. You open your phone for 5 minutes and suddenly feel behind in 8 different categories.
Exactly. Someone is engaged, someone bought a house, someone launched a business, someone is traveling beautifully, and you're just trying to answer one difficult email.
That is so painfully real.
Sometimes it feels like the world is always sorting people into categories: successful, unsuccessful, married, single, ahead, behind.
Yeah, and once people start living by those labels, they stop seeing each other clearly. They just see boxes.
And because of that pressure, people start trying to keep up appearances.
Right. To keep up appearances means to make things look fine or successful on the outside, even if they don't feel that way inside.
So they post the nice photo, give the polished answer, smile at the right time, act like everything is on track.
In other words, they put on a brave face.
Yes, to put on a brave face means to pretend you are okay, calm, or strong, even when you are hurting.
And wow, that is so common. A lot of people are not fine. They're just very good at looking fine.
Which makes the whole world look more settled than it really is.
Exactly. Everyone looks on time, so everyone else feels late.
When actually, many people are confused, scared, or lost. They're just hiding it well.
And when that pressure keeps building, people often comfort themselves with one final promise.
It's okay. Real life will start later.
And that takes us to the last point. The lie that life starts later.
Oof, this one is so quiet, but it really gets people.
Yeah. Work hard now, enjoy later. Sacrifice now, live later. Just survive this phase. Your real life will begin after retirement.
And to be fair, sometimes that mindset really does help people get through a difficult season.
True. But when later becomes your whole way of living, wow, that becomes a problem.
Because then life starts to feel like a waiting room. You keep preparing for the real thing, but the real thing never seems to begin.
Right. You delay rest, delay joy, delay travel, delay fun, delay peace. Sometimes you even delay being yourself.
And a lot of people do that because they believe one day it will all finally pay off.
Yeah, they tell themselves, once I retire, then I'll slow down, then I'll enjoy life, then I'll finally breathe.
But that is such a painful gamble because the golden years of your life are not always waiting for you in the future.
Exactly. Sometimes the golden years are happening now, and people are so busy postponing joy that they do not even notice them.
Oof, yes, that really lands. Because some people spend the strongest, healthiest, most alive years of their life only preparing to live.
And then one day they look back and realize they were always waiting for life to begin, while life was already happening.
That is the heartbreak of it. No big dramatic disaster happened. Life was just postponed again and again.
Right, soon, after this, later. Those words can sound harmless, but over time, they can quietly steal the present.
Yes, like you kept packing your bags for a beautiful trip, but never actually left the house.
Whoa, yes, that really lands.
And after a while, that can quietly turn into resentment.
Right. Resentment is quiet anger that builds over time when your needs, feelings, or hopes stay ignored for too long.
So one day you wake up and realize you have been surviving for years, but not really living.
And that is why this lie is so dangerous. It teaches people to treat life like something that begins later instead of something they are already inside.
And just to be clear, planning is good, saving is good, thinking about the future is good.
Yes, security matters, money matters, retirement matters too. But preparing for life is not the same thing as living it.
Because life cannot only exist in the future. Some of it has to be allowed now.
Joy now, rest now, small happiness now, real moments now.
Because if you keep treating life like something that starts later,
You may miss the fact that it has already started.
and that really is the heart of it, isn't it?
Yeah, these lies do not just shape how people think, they shape how people speak to themselves too.
And that is why the language in today's episode matters so much.
So let's pause here, breathe for a second, and go through some of the key words and expressions we use today.
Yes, let's move into our word tour.
Yes, our calm little word tour.
And let's begin with a word that fits this episode perfectly: vulnerability.
Vulnerability means being open enough to show real feelings, even when that feels uncomfortable or risky.
For example, real vulnerability begins when you stop pretending you're fine all the time.
Or, he saw vulnerability as weakness for years until he learned that honesty takes real courage. Repeat, vulnerability.
Vulnerability. Next is a phrasal verb that a lot of people will recognize immediately: bottle up.
To bottle up something means to keep your emotions trapped inside instead of expressing them.
For example, she bottled up her feelings for so long that even small things started upsetting her.
Or, if you keep bottling things up, they usually come out somewhere else. Repeat, bottle up.
Bottle up. Now let's go to a word that connects strongly to work and self-worth in this episode: conditioning.
Conditioning is the way people are trained over time to think or behave in a certain way.
For example, a lot of his guilt around resting came from social conditioning.
Or, from a young age, we receive conditioning about what success should look like. Repeat, conditioning.
Conditioning. And now an idiom that sounds simple, but wow, it is so common: be hard on yourself.
To be hard on yourself means to judge yourself too harshly or expect too much from yourself.
For example, she's always very hard on herself, even when she's doing her best.
Or, try not to be so hard on yourself. You're allowed to be human. Repeat, be hard on yourself.
Be hard on yourself. Next is a phrase that fits the pressure of other people's expectations: live up to.
To live up to something means to reach the standard or expectation that other people have for you.
For example, he spent years trying to live up to his family's idea of success.
Or, it's exhausting when your whole life feels like an attempt to live up to other people's expectations. Repeat, live up to.
Live up to. Now, a very useful word for today's episode: validation.
Validation means approval from other people that makes you feel accepted or okay.
For example, she kept looking for validation from other people instead of trusting herself.
Or, likes and compliments can feel like validation, but they do not always bring real peace. Repeat, validation.
Validation. Next is an idiom that connects strongly to social pressure and comparison: keep up appearances.
To keep up appearances means to make things look fine or successful on the outside, even if they don't feel that way inside.
For example, he kept up appearances for years, even when he felt lost.
Or, a lot of people look calm online because they know how to keep up appearances. Repeat, keep up appearances.
Keep up appearances. And here's another idiom that fits today's topic really well. Put on a brave face.
To put on a brave face means to pretend you are okay, calm, or strong, even when you are hurting.
For example, she put on a brave face at work, but she was struggling inside.
Or, he smiled and put on a brave face even though it had been a very painful week. Repeat, put on a brave face.
Put on a brave face. Next is a word that quietly carries a lot of pain. Resentment.
Resentment is quiet anger that builds over time when your needs, feelings, or hopes stay ignored for too long.
For example, years of saying yes when she meant no slowly turned into resentment.
Or, when people keep postponing their own lives, it can create deep resentment. Repeat, resentment.
Resentment. And finally, one more phrasal verb from today. Hold back.
To hold back means to stop yourself from expressing or allowing something fully.
For example, he always held back his feelings because he thought being emotional looked weak.
Or, sometimes people hold back joy until they reach the next milestone. Repeat, hold back.
Hold back.
Wow, those were some really powerful words and phrases from today's episode.
Yes, and what makes them powerful is that they are not just vocabulary. They describe real pressure, real feelings, and real things people carry for years.
And maybe once you can name those things clearly, they start feeling a little less heavy.
Because sometimes that is where change begins. Not in changing your whole life at once, but in finally understanding what has been shaping you.
And that quiet understanding matters.
It really does.
Take care of your English.
And take care of your heart. This is Anna.
And this is Jake.
And you've been listening to the English Leap podcast. Bye!
Your progress doesn't end here. To continue advancing your English skills, click on the next video or explore the additional videos we've thoughtfully selected for you.